This is the Bill Press Show.
Here we go, Wednesday morning, September 4, 33 minutes after the hour. Now, good to have you with us today here on the Bill Press Show. Don't forget, we're coming to you live on your local progressive talk radio station all across this great land of ours. You can also stream us live at youtube.com/TalkerTV, as long as you know how to spell Talker, Tawkr TV. Isn't that how everybody spells Talker?
Yeah, right.
As of today, it is. And so, radio, live stream. Next Monday, we'll be back on television on Free Speech TV. Look forward to that. And we are coming to you live from our nation's capital, brought to you today by the United Steelworkers and their great international president, Leo Gerard. The United Steelworkers, North America's largest industrial union, representing over 1.2 million active and retired members. You can find out more about their good work at usw.org. And one thing Leo Gerard and the Steelworkers are always fighting for is getting America's manufacturing jobs back here getting manufacturing jobs back to the United States and increasing America's manufacturing base. That's sort of the subject of a new documentary out called American Made Movie. It debuts this week in theaters in Chicago and Atlanta, and later this week in Los Angeles and New York. Will be coming to your local theater near you. Scott Paul is the president of the Alliance for American Manufacturing and appears in the movie. He's been working on this issue for a long time, joining us in studio this morning. Hey, Scott.
Bill, good to be with you.
Hey, good to see you again. So the movie is out there. Nathan McGill, who's co-producer of the movie, might be joining us a little bit later. Tell us, this movie was how long in the making, and what's the focus of it?
Well, I know Nathan and Vincent Vittorio, his partner, worked on this movie for about 2 years, and I think they were inspired by this idea that individuals could make a difference. And it's a great movie. It's a great treatment of this topic, and it tells kind of both sides of it. It talks about how we got where we are, which is a lot of devastating manufacturing job loss. In fact, there's a former steel worker in the movie, Blue Wilson, who's sitting in the ruins of a factory in Detroit. To provide some perspective, it shifts to stories of people all over the country who are taking matters into their own hands, who are trying to make products in the United States and sell them. And it's some iconic companies like Louisville Slugger, New Balance shoes, a lot of entrepreneurs. There's a great character in the movie, Mark Andol, who I know Nathaniel came across, who had this dream of opening a store that would stock only American-made products, and even his friends and neighbors and family thought he was a little bit crazy to do this. And Mark and his family had been in manufacturing for a long time. So in many ways, it's a success story, and we're seeing some of that in manufacturing today. We're seeing a rebound, certainly in the auto sector, is coming on strong, and thanks to the administration's rescue, which was very unpopular when it was done, but people are happy they have great cars to buy now and that are very fuel efficient. So it tracks some of these success stories and talks about what is possible and what is our part in all of this. How can we make this movement flourish?
And we mentioned the Phantom co-producer Nathan McGill, who was in studio with us a month or so ago, and lo and behold, here he is.
I have appeared.
Just showed up. Hey, yes. Nathan, nice to see you.
It's good to see you again, too.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So you are launched this week where?
Yeah, we launched in Atlanta and Chicago. And then next week, we're going to be in New York and L.A. And then we kind of roll out from there. And we do, I think, probably about 10 cities. People can go to the website, theamericanmademovie.com, and see exactly where the film's playing. But the reception has been amazing. It's been awesome. The reaction from the audience. Really, the best advertisement for the movie is the movie itself. Yeah. Once you get a chance to see it and experience it and hear some of the stories that Scott was talking about, people, they wake up. Just like the last time we were here on the show where we talked about New Balance at great length, and we were all looking at our shoes, Yeah, there we go. See, check this out. Oh, yeah, there we go.
I didn't even realize that, this is the third time this morning I've had to put my feet on the desk.
Hey, well, the realization,
I didn't realize that I was wearing American-made shoes. I'm proud of myself for having bought them.
That's the reaction from the movie when people see that and they realize, oh, wow, and they start looking at their stuff and they start say, where is this stuff made? And then they realize that there are people behind our products. It's sort of something that we forgot as a culture. We just forgot about it. We're very disposable people. We like to buy things and throw it away and not think too much about it. But there are people behind our products, people that make this stuff, craftsmen and women that are very talented individuals, skillfully trained. So.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I've always had great faith and reverence for American workers, right? We could make anything and make it better than anybody else on the planet. I think, Scott, I was interested to hear you say that manufacturing is coming back in this country. Now, autos for sure, and we are making better cars, putting out a better product, and reopening plants and hiring people back. Where else do we see manufacturing coming back?
Well, it is in urban areas, and I think it's a natural offshoot of kind of the slow food movement, farmers markets. People want locally sourced food in their restaurants. Now, particularly in urban areas, you see like San Francisco, New York, and others, you see urban manufacturers come in. And again, this is small scale. This isn't Henry Ford's assembly factory with 20,000 people.
Right.
This is a handful of people, but they're crafting great products. Even in Detroit, there's a company called Shinola, which is making watches and bicycles in the city of Detroit. And you're seeing this spring up all over the place, and you're seeing more people look at the label. And if you need a little bit more evidence, I mean, Walmart, which I think in many ways was responsible for driving a lot of manufacturing overseas, has pledged to put $50 billion more in American-made products on its shelves. Now we'll see if this is a head fake or not. I'm not going to hold my breath until I see the results. But even Walmart feels like they have to respond to this customer demand for Made in America.
Nathan, tell us about this store where they sell only. Can they do that? Only American-made goods?
It is a day-to-day challenge to figure out how to do it. But, it's not just made in America goods. It's 100% American-made goods, because it's really more than about the product.
Got it.
It's more than just the products in the store. It's every component of that one product has to pass this vetting test to see if it can make it, because it is sort of a statement. It is that that's the thing of this character in the film, Mark Andel, this guy in Elma, New York. That is what keeps him very unique. There's no other store that's like this in the world, really. And he's got 2 locations now and doing quite well. The story inside the film talks about the up and down struggle it was to kind of get to this dream, to realize that this is something he wants to do, and it's sort of that Rocky Balboa story of, will this crazy idea actually work? Will it pay off? And
so these are totally 100% every component of these products, and it has to pass that test in order to get into the store. Absolutely. And it would. Wow.
Yeah, it is a really interesting thing. So pretty cool.
How about clothing?
Yeah, he's got clothing. He's got blue jeans. He's got this. And I think that's the interesting thing.
Even when we were Bangladesh, right? All the clothes that we wear.
Right, on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, I mean, if you look where things are made. But, when we were doing the merchandising for the film, because the film's got to have T-shirts and movie posters and DVDs and all this sort of stuff, we said, well, look, if we're going to do this, let's live up to Mark's standards and try to see if we can do this. Wow. Can we make a DVD that's 100%? Can we make a CD that's 100%? And it was surprising that it was, I'm not going to say it was easy because we just had never done sort of this kind of thing before, but it was possible. There are manufacturers, there are people in the country that were able to provide us 100% T-shirts and make them and do the screen printing necessary, and as well as the DVDs and the CDs. And that was the surprising thing to me. I just had never thought about the plastics that go into something like that, And hey, it's all available on the website, so all I ask you to do is go there and spend all your money.
To American Made Movie, right?
Right, exactly. The American Made Movie, yeah.
TheAmericanMadeMovie.com. Well, you would have to. you would have to, if you were selling merchandise. The last thing you want is for somebody to buy to buy a mug or something like that, and it comes out made in China, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I know we took up the challenge at the Alliance for American Manufacturing. We were moving into a new office in Penn Quarter, and we challenged the architect to do it as American made as possible. And at first he said, "You got to be kidding me!" But then he and his team huddled, and it was like a treasure hunt for them. And every time they found something, it was they like rang a victory bell, and we ended up with an office that is almost entirely American made. The big exception, Bill, are the electronics, the computers and what have you, which is virtually
I was just thinking about that.
As you know, virtually impossible to
right.
find.
Yeah.
But even today, there's better news. Like Google is starting to make a smartphone, Fort Worth, Texas, 2,000 workers starting, called the Moto X. Apple's doing a Mac Pro, and again, a lot of imported components. But this is the first time these types of electronics have been made in the United States in a generation. So we are seeing more possibilities today than we have seen a long time. But in perspective, 99% of our footwear still imported, over 90% of our apparel still imported. So we have a long way to go.
But I think one of the factors that will really turn this around is popular demand and public demand. We want products made in America, which is why I think this movie is so important. I wanted to talk to you